Greetings to anyone watches this video at any time. My name is Brian Watson, and I've been asked to give a little history about a group on Facebook we call the ICE Club. I'm just going to kind of go back in time a little bit and go back to the roots. For many, many years, I've been involved with when someone needed money and was in a tough spot to figure out a way to kind of put together a cyber hat and collect money via PayPal and things like this. A friend of mine, Susie Lovato, had a circumstance like that where we kind of walked through collecting some money that and so we've gone through all kinds of different exercises to figure out how to help people in need. Well, back on December 3rd, 2016, I was at a Saturday morning mass at St. Ann Bartlett, and after communion, kind of went back to the pew, and right after, this idea kind of formed. And the original idea was, what if 1,000 people came together and if someone encountered someone having a financial emergency, up to $1,000, 1,000 people could send $1 to one of the members. So the concept was born, and on December 3rd, I came up with a name called the Extra Mile, and I called Susie Lovato, and she was one of the very first people that was completely on board with trying to form a group of 1,000 people and create a group where if a member encountered someone having a financial emergency, we could put an ask out. And so the game began. If you ever have a chance to look through the old group, you're going to see when it was born on December 3rd and the concept. And then I went hunting for people to buy into the concept, and we started collecting. Like December 5th, we were already up to 16 members, and we just went hunting for 1,000. So we kept increasing in size, and I would make video after video, and Susie Lovato was so great to kind of go over and put together our frequently asked questions on how does the asks work. And so we have a whole guidelines, and we developed administrators. Noe Longoria was one of the first administrators. Bill Drennan has been on board since. So slowly but surely, through lots of videos, there's Susie, through lots of videos, we just started spreading the concept, and you'll see milestones as you go back in time in the old group. And you'll see when we got 90 members and when we finally hit 1,000. So I'm not going to really bore you with the history. All I can tell you is when we finally hit our milestone of 1,000 members, and it was time to ask 1,000 members to send $1 to our first approved ask, we realized that 80 to 90% of the people that were in the group were added by people in the group, and the group as a whole really didn't know what we were doing, and they didn't know why. So we put out the group, and maybe we put out an ask, and a couple $100 came in. Anyway, it was very painful to get 1,000 people to do anything. We realized that most of the people that were in there didn't know why they were in there. So it was almost the beginning of the end, where we go, okay, this is just not going to work. Great idea. Let's just call it a day and move on. But then I realized maybe the 1K group wasn't supposed to be 1,000 people. Maybe it was be able to easily form up to $1,000 at one time. So we redid the value proposition, and instead of asking 1,000 people to give $1, we wondered if it was possible for 200 people that would be good for no more than $5 a week. So we we completely, so what we did, we realized that it's really too hard to try to retool the extra mile. So we renamed it the ICE Club, which stands for In Case of Emergency. We renamed the club, and we started a new club, pretty much identical frequently asked questions, but instead of $1, you'd be good to send $5. So after all the trials and tribulations, we set up a new group in early last July 2017. We had our first ask, and so if we click over to our existing club, which is the ICE Club, Many Hands Make Light Work, over the course of the last year or so, we have helped. We're doing it in an ask right now, where everyone's sending their $5. But we've completed 49 asks, so almost one a week, and we've helped 49 different families to the tune of over $28,000 in about a year. Now, we're at 115 members, so that's why if this would be almost double if we were at 200 members. We just haven't, it's still such a brand new concept, and the idea of being proactive and being able to help people on demand, it's still, there's even some members in the group that are pretty much getting what we're doing and why. But in our new group, you will see everything you need to know. We've made the tutorials, what we're doing, how to react to an ask, and and what we call, this is a 1K group. When we get to 200, we'll be able to put together up to $1,000 in any given week from 200 members. We just haven't got there yet. The ones that are in get it, but it's not the easiest thing to understand on first blush. It takes a second. I mean, if someone was going to just hang loose and play this whole 5 to 10 minute video, they would understand what we're trying to do and why. So we react when a member encounters someone having a financial emergency, and they put in for an ask. The three administrators, which is me, Bill Drennan, and Susie Lovato, look at the ask, and it's either approved, or because there's some criteria, you have to have a personal encounter with. Anyway, you can read our frequently asked questions to learn about what the criteria are. We're trying to keep it as honest and transparent, and really not get swindled by anyone at any time, to keep the integrity high. And so far, it's been phenomenal for that. But this is what we call a reactive 1K group, where we react no more than once a week when an emergency comes up. And we now have a system where people can actually prepay. They can pay $5 a week automatically, or $23 a month, or $270 a year, so they don't have to send $5 and react. They can just kind of go on autopilot and just read who we're helping, and don't worry about sending a PayPal every week. They're automatically doing it now, which has made things a little bit easier. But we've taken all of everything we've learned from the extra mile, which was pain-filled. If there's an effective way to communicate with 1,000 people and get them all to synchronize, well, I haven't found it. But we found a very effective, efficient way to be able to communicate with up to 200. So that's why we keep it. And the community's small enough that we could get to know each other's names and just kind of build an online community, with many Memphis-based, but there are many in Missouri, all around the United States, that are in and learning from this group, and will hopefully start their own group in their own community someday. This could be used for retired first responders. It could be used for churches. It could be used, I mean, there's a million different ways to take this formula and make a group out of it. You could have a group of 200 people that have aging pets, and they could all be good for $5 if someone needed pet surgery, whatever. So the concept can be used for many different ways. For example, Father Ben Bradshaw, I talked to him about forming his own 1K group. So Father Ben is our first group we built based on of our knowledge, but it's a proactive 1K group. So everyone that's joined Father Ben's Helping Hands Club has committed to $5 a week or $23 a month or $270 a year. So Father Ben can take the funds. When it fully matures, it'll be around $52,000 a year, which is 200 people times $5 is times 52 weeks is 52,000 a year, and he can take that money and help get St. Michael all the help it can need. It'll be a nice source of funding for the church, and so that's a proactive 1K group. But we hope that people either love the idea and form their own groups and kind of take our frequently asked questions and take the utmost amount of integrity possible. And we hope there's 1 million 1K groups around the world, all knowing that many hands do make light work, which was kind of the Father Ben's Helping Hands Club, kind of a hybrid of what we learned from the Extra Mile and the I.C.E Club. So that's the history. We're currently producing much fruit, as we just launched an Ask today for one of our members. And we have a story inside each of our asks. There's who we're helping and why, so everyone knows where we're going. And we try to also, lift them up in prayer. And but just a wonderful, wonderful community that anyone can join our group. It's not a faith-based group. There's lots of Catholics, Christians, and all. It doesn't matter. This is just a community of people that want to make a difference when someone encounters a financial emergency. So I hope that history helps a little bit for anyone that wonders where it started, how it started, and what's it all about. And if you like what you hear, head over to facebookgroups.com/group I.C.E 200 and come join us and just pick out, just read our description. If you have any questions, let us know. Okay? Have a great day.